This is gonna be the first time I'm doing a details video on another game besides Battlefield. And what better game to cover than its direct competitor, Call of Duty. Now, I may not be too fond of the multiplayer, like I said, with all the camping and claymores and stuff like that, but I have to admit the single player is awesome, and what's even more impressive are the graphics. This game looks phenomenal. It has this realistic tone to it, and the attention to detail in terms of graphics and animations is, truly amazing, especially considering it's a Call of Duty game. So in this video I'm gonna show you some awesome little details that most people totally overlook when playing, but in my opinion definitely deserve some appreciation. So let's start, you know how it goes, cue the music. So let's kick things off by looking at some awesome animation details. In the mission Captive of the single player campaign, you play as a young and inexperienced Farah, one of the main characters of the campaign. By the way, if you haven't played the single player yet, then this is your spoiler warning. Minus spoilers, but still. Anyway, because Farah is inexperienced in this mission, she doesn't know how to handle a weapon like she can in later missions. To illustrate this, the developers made a new set of reloading animations. So here is how you normally reload the AK-47 and X16. And this is how you reload them in this mission. As you can see, the animation is very different. It's slower, it's more clunky if you will, and all to portray Farah as someone who doesn't have a lot of experience with firearms. Now you might be thinking, that's pretty crazy that they made a whole new set of animations for different weapons just for this one mission. Well, yes, but they are smart. There are only these two weapons available to pick up in this entire mission, the AK-47 and the X16. I'm not saying that to downplay this attention to detail, but these unique reloading animations are only for these two weapons. That being said, they missed one thing though. Towards the end of the mission you can pick up an RPG, and sadly this doesn't have a unique reloading animation. It's the same as the one in the multiplayer. Upon further investigation, I've determined that these two reloading animations for the RPG are in fact different from each other, so my apologies Infinity Ward. Hats off to you, amazing job. But there are more unique weapon animations in the single player campaign. For example, there is this one mission where you are even younger. In fact, you are just a little girl in this mission. And there comes a point where you can pick up this giant ass revolver. Well, this massive handgun is obviously gonna be pretty heavy for a little girl. And I think it's so cool how they portrayed this. When you aim with this revolver, you can see the struggle she has holding it on target. She's shaking all over the place, and you actually have to hold the steady button to properly line up a shot, just like a sniper rifle. Then when you fire, the kickback is, technically too strong for her, and you can really feel that. It's really well done. Another cool detail is that you can't really hip fire this thing. It's literally too heavy. So it's aiming down, and when you fire, the bullet actually goes towards the bottom of your screen, as I show right here, while I'm shooting my brother in the back, literally. And then to go a step further, yep, you guessed it, they made a new unique reloading animation for this specific scene for this specific revolver. So on a normal playthrough, the only way you would see this reloading animation is if you somehow missed 6 shots and then needed to reload. Pretty cool. But by the way, this whole mission is actually full of cool little details. Like when you're walking through this flower field and the flowers and plants actually move as you walk through them, or the fact that Barkov's name is actually spelled correctly in Russian on his uniform, which, looks pretty straightforward, but considering the fact that almost everything in this game is translated to English, I think this is a pretty cool detail. Also, the people laying in the street that inhaled the gas aren't actually dead for the most part. Some of them you can still see gasping for air, which is pretty gruesome, but it's this attention to detail that really sets the tone of the game. And by the way, not only people are gasping for air in this section, also goats, chicken, and even this poor doggy. And speaking of dogs, another cool detail is regarding some quote-unquote secret dialogue lines. For example, in this one mission you're breaching multiple houses in the dark, and there is this one instant when a dog is barking on the outside. If you don't do anything, the dog gets silenced by a squad mate by shooting him. But if you shoot the dog before your squad mate does, your character actually says a quote-unquote secret line.
Sorry, Pooch.
But there are many more of these so-called secret lines, and obviously when I say secret I mean that you won't hear them unless you do a certain action that you usually won't do on a normal playthrough. So another set of these hidden dialogues is again in the mission Captive. When you disobey Barkov, he has several voice lines that are specially recorded for these very specific instances. For example, when you don't move away from the door when he wants to enter, he does this.
Back, I said! Ready.
And when he orders you to stand in the corner and face the other way, and you turn around mid-sentence, he has 3 or 4 unique voice lines. Every time you cut him off by turning around, he says something different. And the cool thing is, when he continues, he has this angered version of saying his original line. Kinda reminds me of Marvel's Spider-Man on the PS4, where they recorded 2 versions of every single line in the game. One where he is relaxed and not swinging, and one where he is web slinging. So I think that is pretty cool.
Do not face me, Farah. Any plans you have to escape? Turn around, I said. As I was saying, any plans you... Don't look at me without permission. Now, like I told you, any plans you have to escape, you will soon... Turn around, I said. Like I just said. Any plans you have to escape, you will soon... Enough of this!
Another cool detail in this mission is when you are being interrogated and the life of Azadeh, or Azadeh, or whatever her name is in your hands. If you lie to Barkov, he kills her, but you can also save her by telling Barkov the truth.
I want you to tell me the truth. Or she dies.
I did what you asked.
No, I said the truth. Who is Karim?
The messages are from me. I am Karim. I am responsible.
Of course you are.
Farah, no.
I knew all along. Уведите. Tell the others, their fearless leader has broken.
When you do this, she is spared. Now this is pretty cool on its own, but the really cool detail with this is that when you free all of your fellow sisters out of their cell, Azadeh, or again whatever her name is among them as well. So her survival is actually real, which is pretty awesome. Some other voice lines that I found really cool are in the mission Clean House, which is by far my favorite mission in this game. There are several instances where if you act differently than in your normal playthrough, you can get some cool hidden dialogue options. Like when you save your squad mate by shooting through this door, you can hear Captain Price say, and when it turns out that it was actually a good call, he says,
Good call on the door, Gary.
but by far my favorite bit is this right here. When you enter this door on I believe the 3rd floor, there is this lady who is rushing towards her baby. If you kill her, Captain Price is pretty angry with you.
What the fuck are you doing? Sort yourself out, or I will.
Now if you kill her while she picks up her baby, you see another squad mate picks up the baby and put it back in the crib. Also a pretty cool detail. Pretty dark but still cool. But the craziest of them all is if you shoot the baby, you load into your last checkpoint saying that the little babies are non-combatants in case you forgot. But if you do this over and over again, the game is like, what the fuck are you doing, you psycho? And it sends you back to the main menu like, bro, sort yourself out first before you continue playing. Which is pretty crazy that they've put that in the game. And I think on that dark note, we're gonna leave it at that. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to let me know down below in the comments if you want to see more of these types of videos. You know, I've done plenty of details videos in Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5. And most of you seem to really like them. And I want to expand a little bit into other games, so for example Modern Warfare like I did right now, and I have a lot of more details in this game to show you guys, but I want to I want to make this video not too long. So let me know down below if you want to see more of this. Listen very carefully. Be sure to subscribe because I'm gonna start the private Discord server very soon, and you definitely want to hear when that arrives. So turn on notifications, leave a like, and I see you guys next time.